I'm not sure there's a bigger liar in American life than Candace Owens. I mean, truly, an astonishing liar.
So Ben Shapiro just torched Candace Owens for pushing conspiracy theories about Charlie Kirk's widow. And this represents a crucial moment for conservative credibility. We're watching a moral reckoning within the right, separating principled voices from grifters monetizing grief. Let's break this down.
But in today's news surrounding Candace Owens, Erica Kirk has now come out and condemned Candace directly after months of Candace implying, openly stating, that Erica was complicit in Charlie's death. Finally, Erica Kirk came out and said something. And by the way, I have to say, as somebody who was saying from literally the first moment this sort of crap started circulating, that it's garbage and terrible and horrible and evil what people are doing to Erica.
Charlie Kirk founded Turning Point USA at 19 and built it into America's largest conservative student organization. His widow Erica now runs the organization while raising their children, making these conspiracy theories particularly vicious attacks on both a grieving mother and conservative institutional leadership.
The fact that she has to come out and defend herself here from this nonsense is indicative of a moral collapse on the part of the pseudo-right. It's disgusting that Erica has to somehow come out and defend herself from bizarre charges that she's involved in a cover-up of the murder of her husband. She's the mother of his kids. It's disgusting. Disgusting that she has to do this.
The pseudo-right distinction is crucial here. It separates conservative movement builders from online provocateurs who profit from outrage. Real conservatism defends institutions, families, and truth. The grifter wing destroys all three for clicks and donations while wearing conservative branding.
Every morning I wake up to a new headline lying about me. I have comedians dressing up in whiteface. I have people saying I'm not fit to be CEO. And I have Candace Owens claiming I murdered my husband. And the list goes on and on and on.
This progression from policy disagreements to personal attacks to conspiracy theories shows how online radicalization works. Each escalation gets more engagement, more money, more attention, until you're literally accusing widows of murdering their husbands. The incentive structure is completely broken.
And here's what I've realized through all of this, truly, having lived through quite literal hell these past 7 months, if you strip someone of their humanity long enough, you will arrive at the chilling conclusion that they don't deserve to exist at all.
Dehumanization follows a predictable pattern. First you're wrong, then you're evil, then you're not fully human, then violence becomes justified. We've seen this playbook used against conservatives for years. Now some on the right are using it against their own.
And then Candace denied everything because she's a coward. So she put out a tweet, quote, "Very uncomfortable to watch, painful prompt to read, a speech clearly written by someone else, objectively terrible. So they will now pay for people to tell us otherwise. Also, of everything I've ever said about Erica, she chooses to respond to something I never said. They always lie." I'm not sure there's a bigger liar in American life than Candace Owens. I mean,
Classic gaslighting technique. Make wild accusations, then when confronted, claim you never said what's literally documented online. The beauty of the internet is everything is preserved, but the audience for the lie is often different from the audience for the correction.
so it turns out that a person named Aubrey Leitch was texting with Candace Owens, and Andrew Colvett released these texts. And in the text, she literally accuses Erica Kirk of murder.
These texts reveal premeditation. This wasn't spontaneous speculation, but calculated character assassination. Planning to ambush a grieving widow with murder accusations shows a level of callousness that goes beyond normal political combat into genuine sociopathy.
And she wrote back, "I'm asking everything. First question, why did you murder your husband?"
Imagine losing your husband, taking over his life's work, raising his children, then having someone plan to publicly accuse you of murder for content. This is what happens when human decency gets completely subordinated to audience engagement and monetization.
So, yes, Candace is a liar. And here is Candace making a wild series of accusations ranging from complicity of Erica in the murder to all sorts of other accusations surrounding Erica. She is truly an awful human being.
Notice how measured voices like this one abandon their usual diplomatic tone when dealing with genuine evil. There's a time for nuance and a time for moral clarity. When you're accusing widows of murder, you've crossed every line.
The way she makes money is by spewing trash into the public sphere, and then she makes money off it through advertising. You know, that's how she does it. So if she's monetizing your gullibility, then you are complicit in this nonsense.
The conspiracy theory industrial complex runs on audience complicity. People want to believe they're uncovering hidden truths, so they reward increasingly wild theories with views, shares, and donations. The audience becomes invested in the lies they've helped spread.
That right there is why it is impossible for me to think that Erica Kirk is not complicit somehow. Straight to jail for questioning at least Erica. I have seen enough, ladies and gentlemen. I've seen enough. Erica Kirk should be dragged into a police precinct for questioning. Like I said, the amount of evidence that is now piling up, I would say against Erica Kirk, is almost akin to an NBC Dateline episode.
Notice the language, straight to jail, drag her into a police precinct. This is mob mentality dressed up as investigation. Real investigators follow evidence to conclusions. Conspiracy theorists start with conclusions and manufacture evidence to support them.
It just screams at me that this was an inside job. It reeks of an inside job. That is how I feel.
Conspiracy theories work backward from desired conclusions. The feeling of an inside job isn't evidence, it's confirmation bias. Real investigations require actual proof, not vibes and suspicion amplified through social media echo chambers.
But she never said any of that. She never said it. By the way, she lies about a lot of stuff, as it turns out.
The internet never forgets, which makes gaslighting harder, but not impossible. The strategy is deny everything, claim you're being misrepresented, and hope your audience never checks the receipts. Unfortunately, many audiences prefer comfortable lies to uncomfortable truths.
Like, most recently, she lied about the fact that her husband was allegedly arrested for a DUI in August 2023. She said it wasn't true. It turns out that there was a police report showing that her husband, George, who is a British immigrant who now has dual citizenship, at the time I don't believe he did, that he was found on the side of a highway, more alcohol than human.
A blood alcohol level of 0.261 means serious impairment. Most people would be unconscious. The fact that this was documented in official police reports makes the denial even more brazen. When you lie about easily verifiable facts, credibility evaporates.
Apparently, his blood alcohol level was 0.261, which is 3.3 times the legal limit, somewhere in that neighborhood. He was also wandering on the side of the road in possession of a firearm.
0.261 BAC with a firearm is incredibly dangerous. That's life-threatening intoxication combined with a deadly weapon. The police documentation makes this undeniable. Yet the response was complete denial rather than accountability.
Also, a member of Charlie's security team, the head of his security, has now filed a defamation lawsuit against Candace for saying that he and Erica conspired to murder Charlie.
Defamation lawsuits have real consequences. They force discovery, depositions, and documentation. This security chief isn't just defending his reputation. He's protecting his livelihood and family from conspiracy theories that could destroy his career and endanger his safety.
According to the lawsuit, quote, Candace Owens, a wealthy, influential, and well-known conspiracy theorist with a massive social media following, falsely accused Brian Harpole of conspiring to assassinate Charlie Kirk. She did so in coordination with Mitchell Snow, who fed Owens a completely and obviously fabricated story that Brian Harpole met with Army intelligence officers and Erica Kirk, Charlie's now widow, at Fort Huachuca to plan the murder.
This lawsuit reveals the elaborate nature of the conspiracy. Multiple people coordinating fabricated stories about Army intelligence meetings and assassination plots. This isn't random speculation. It's organized disinformation campaign with specific false details designed to seem credible.
Again, the fact that Erica has been forced to now defend herself, the fact that there's a lawsuit about all of this, it doesn't just show that Candace Owens is quite a terrible human being, which clearly she is. It also shows the absolute unbelievable cowardice of so many people who have been hugging her for the last 8 months.
The silence from conservative leaders during this 8-month campaign against a widow is damning. Moral courage requires speaking up when allies cross lines, not waiting until it becomes politically safe. This kind of cowardice enables the worst behavior.
And if you think that the sort of vile, toxic garbage that she's been spewing into the public sphere has no impact, know that the left has picked it up as well.
When conservatives spread conspiracy theories, they hand ammunition to the left for free. Every wild accusation becomes evidence that the right is unfit for power. This strategic stupidity damages the entire movement for temporary engagement metrics.
Jennifer Welch dressed up like Erica Kirk to tell Erica Kirk that she is a racist fascist because Erica Kirk, is pursuing the great crime of defending herself from charges that she murdered her husband or is complicit in a cover-up of said murder.
Conspiracy theories create a toxic environment where everyone becomes fair game for harassment. Once you've dehumanized someone, attacks from all directions become justified. This widow faces assault from both conspiracy theorists and leftist comedians profiting from her pain.
Sure, you pre-order my book, which I would like to dedicate to one Erica Kirk, not today fascist. And Erica, the person that I'm talking about today, fascist, is you. You were the racist fascist about whom I am talking to. The work that your husband's company and that you were doing to America's youth to make them racist, narrow-minded, hateful, and bat crazy is an absolute disgrace.
Using whiteface to mock a grieving widow while promoting a book shows how harassment gets monetized across the political spectrum. The dehumanization enables the profiteering. Once someone isn't fully human, their suffering becomes entertainment and marketing opportunity.
Disgusting. Disgusting stuff, obviously. But this is also who the Democrats have become.
This represents a broader collapse of institutional guardrails. When conspiracy theories become mainstream, when harassment gets monetized, when moral courage disappears, democracy itself becomes vulnerable. Principled voices calling out this behavior are defending more than just individuals.